Hey everybody, Mark from Rams Up here. It's been a busy week here at Rams Up. We dropped a Ram Raider recap Saturday night. We came back Sunday morning with a little video on draft grades for all the Rams draft, the 14 draft picks. Kind of an early assessment, way too premature assessment of how we feel about each of these draft picks. And I'm going to share that on tomorrow's pod as well. And I'm going to share this on tomorrow's pod too. They will be combined into a podcast. This video, I'm going to talk about our position groups. And in light of that, a heads up, I had a long conversation with Tom Kortz. We'll be publishing that in a couple of days. We go through all the points of interest with the Rams, where they're headed, what should we be concerned about? What should we be happy about? And how this season might be shaping up. I'm a little more hopeful than Tom, but we'll get to that in a couple of days. For now, let's talk about these position groups. And I'm going to talk about them from a perspective of how comfortable I am with them. How comfortable am I with each of these position groups? Think about like a comfort zone. How would you assess? How would you measure your comfort? You could say, hey, this is as comfortable as heck. Awesome. I love it. You could say it's very nice, maybe comfortable, but wish it was better. Maybe it's not the greatest. And maybe it's so bad, like a hotel room, you're checking out. This isn't working for me. And I'm going to plug these assessments, these comfort zone assessments to each of these position groups, and we'll see how it works. Kind of a fun exercise. Let's see how it goes. How about the quarterbacks? Well, I wouldn't say we're living the dream at the quarterback position, but I would say it's very nice. I feel very comfortable with Matthew Stafford, a healthy Matthew Stafford, a re-energized quarterback, Super Bowl winning quarterback coming back after a really painful year mentally and physically, I'm sure. And he's backed up by Stetson Bennett, who, there's some chinks in his armor, but I think he will eventually be a better backup than what we've had the last 2 years here, and I don't hesitate to say that. So comfort zone for the quarterbacks, I'm going to say very nice, very happy with it. Running backs, kind of the same deal. Cam Akers is not going to be a Pro Bowl running back anytime soon, I don't think. Kyren Williams remains a somewhat unknown quantity. And then you got Ronnie Rivers. He's going to be on the squad. And either Zach Evans or Royce Freeman. I don't think both of them. Not a bad running back group, right? Could you say comfortable but wish it was better? Yeah, I guess you could say it's kind of borderline, but I'm going to go very nice running back group. Low side of that, I'm not going to be ranting and raving about it, but running backs are okay. Tight ends, kind of the same deal. Cam Akers, Tyler Higbee, kind of the same dude, different positions, right? Tyler Higbee can really step up and impact games on occasion. Very solid and reliable. The difference is this may be Tyler Higbee's last year with the Rams. However, Brycen Hopkins, we know he has the ability to be an impact tight end as well. And the Rams seem to be Sean McVay went out of his way to compliment Brycen Hopkins above all other players in the camp as the one guy that's really stood out. That means something. And then there's Davis Allen, who a year from now we could be looking at Hopkins and Allen competing for the starting job. So overall, I'm going to say a very nice tight end group. You could make the argument I'm comfortable with it, but wish it was better. Kind of say that about almost any position unless you have Patrick Mahomes and Jerry Rice, right? What about the wide receivers? Again, I'm going to go with very nice because of Cooper Kupp. You could say comfortable, but wish it was better. Van Jefferson, Tutu Atwell, Puka Nacua, those last two, Atwell and Nacua, two still relatively unknowns. Relatively unknown if the Rams are going to be successful at incorporating them in their offense, or is this going to be 14 targets for Cooper Kupp every game, and Van Jefferson, a middle-of-the-road number 2 receiver. It appears that those 4 are the top guys. I think Nakua has passed Demarcus Robinson on the depth chart from what I can tell. So wide receiver group, because of Cooper Kupp, I'm going to say very nice. One of the best receivers in the league when healthy. Now the offensive line, I'm going to say comfortable, but wish it was better. And the one thing about this offensive line is I think they're competent. I think they're going to be okay. But I don't know that we have a single stud along that front five. Although, after talking to Tom earlier, Steve Avila might be that guy. And I have to go back and watch more of this most recent game. I think he's actually playing really well. Rams seem to be all in on Steve Avila at the left guard position. But overall, this offensive line is, again, I just wish we had a stud tackle on either end. Havenstein and Alaric Jackson are both going to be fairly solid, I think. And as a unit could be okay. But I wish it was better. I really do. And the defensive line, and this might be the toughest grade, the worst grade of all. I'm going to say not the greatest. I could say comfortable, but wish it was better, but I need to see more. I mean, I need to see Aaron Donald playing alongside Kobe Turner, Bobby Brown, Marquise Copeland, and the rest. And maybe we'll be okay here, but right now, it's not the greatest. We've seen it the last 2 weeks, people saying, hey, it's the second unit defense. These guys are going to be on the field alongside Aaron Donald. The only pure starter missing was Aaron Donald. Copeland, Bobby Brown, Ernest Brown, Kobe Turner. These guys are playing now in the preseason, and they're going to be playing week 1 against Seattle. So, sorry, I'm saying not the greatest, and I'm probably not going to get a lot of pushback on that, actually. Edge, outside linebacker, I'm going to say comfortable, but wish it was better. And that's more of a just pure optimism on my part. Byron Young, I think, is going to be an impact player, but we need to see it right. Michael Hoyt, he's going to be a mid-range edge rusher. He's not going to be, if he's playing every down, he's not going to rack up 8, 9, 10 sacks. Not going to happen. Nick Hampton, some of these other guys, Keir Thomas. I'm tempted to tell you not the greatest, but we don't have enough data yet. We don't really have enough data to say anything about these guys, to be quite frank, but I'm going to go with comfortable, but wish it was better. Inside linebackers, I'm going to say very nice because of Ernest Jones. He's going to be the guy out there every down. He can do it all, and he's a very good linebacker. Christian Roseboom, Jake Hummel, and whoever else. They're serviceable linebackers. They can tackle, as Tom Courts like to say, Troy Reader-esque. And if they're backing up, playing alongside Ernest Jones, I think that's a very nice group. Cornerbacks, and I'm going to say, I'm tempted to say very nice at this point. Kobe Durant, I think we have I think he's going to be good. I think we have enough data on him to know that he's going to be a pretty good cornerback. Ahkello Witherspoon, solid. Darion Kendrick, he's got to work through some issues. I think it's a lot of technique type things, but the Rams are going to play him a lot. I think he'll be okay. But the guy that really has me excited is Trey Tomlinson, and he could he's going to be on the field a lot really fast. And that's why this cornerback group, no Jalen Ramsey, no Troy Hill, no Darius Williams. And here we have a very nice cornerback group. And the safety group, I'm going to say very nice as well. When you consider our starters are going to be John Johnson and Jordan Fuller, these two guys are proven NFL starters, play at a very high level. I think Jordan Fuller would be pushing for a Pro Bowl slot at this point, if not for the injuries. His rookie year, he was really, really good. And then you got some young guys, Quentin Lake and Russ Yeast, that have been playing really well, have played really well. So I'm going to say very nice. And I'm going to say very nice on the special teams. I'm a little concerned about the punt coverage, and I need to be convinced a little bit about the kicker, but there's no reason to think that he can't get it done. And then Ethan Evans and Alex Ward, the punter and long snapper, respectively, I think are both very good at their jobs, especially Evans. We have a great punter. One go back, the cornerbacks, I may be overvaluating them as very nice. Maybe we should say comfortable, but wish it was better. Until we know we have a pure lockdown cornerback. Not sure we do. We'll have to see. Could be Kobe Durant. Not sure. Or if it weren't for his size, man, Trey Tomlinson, he is such a fun player to watch already. So that's it for my comfort zone assessment of all these position groups. We'll be back in a minute. If you're on the podcast anyways, listening on the podcast, we'll be back in a second with our draft grades. And if you're listening on the podcast, make sure you jump on the YouTube channel, subscribe, comment. We augment these discussions with videos and graphics and a lot of good stuff. So please enjoy all of our content on the pod, audio, and the YouTube channel with video. Really appreciate